Hey guys, so today, excuse my cat for the photo bomb. Today I am going to be coloring another coloring book, adult coloring book, and this is about patterns. But this isn't going to be with markers or ink pens or crayons. This is going to be a little different. So first, let's find a really neat page. I'll not spend too awful much time finding one. Boy, isn't that eye-catching. That right there would like cause somebody their eyes to... Mine is. Alrighty. We want something that more or less requires a little bit of color, because what we are about to do is going to be color. Maybe could do these umbrellas. That's a good possibility right there. We'll keep the umbrellas in mind. Bunch of jungle leaves, that basically would be greens, different shades of greens. We're not doing that. You could do like Easter eggs. How about origami hats? Beautiful stained glass. Oh, honeycomb. Nice little feathers. Another stained glass. Food. Attractive. But no, we'll go with the umbrellas. Now, as I'd said, we wasn't going to use pens. We're not going to use crayons. Not going to use markers. Okay, so how many of you ladies have got a fingernail polish bag and you've got tons of bottles and you don't wear half of them, either because they're old or you don't like the color? Either way, you have got excessive amounts of polish. I do. We are going to clear out our fingernail polish bags. We are going to paint with fingernail polish. That's right. We are painting with fingernail polish. Now I went through my bag and I picked out the ones that I haven't worn for a long time, so therefore they've gotten old on me. And I've picked out the colors that I would prefer not to ever wear because they're just not my style. So, here we go. We're going to color with our old fingernail polish. This is something new for me. I've never done it before, so this is going to be fascinating. Good thing that this is very thick paper. It's meant for markers, inks, or to work just fine with the polish. So let's see. Seeing that it's going to take a while for the polish to dry compared to just using crayons or markers or ink pens, it's best to start up at the very top and work your way down. That way you don't get your hands messy. So, working up here in this upper corner, I think I'm going to go with this brown red. It is called Ignite. Of course, we want to remember to shake them up So let's get the first color down. Now, seeing that we're going to be working with brushes, I don't necessarily see us keeping within the lines, but it might be amazing to find out that you can. So, alright, here we go. Up here, in the upper corner. How many has always wanted to color a coloring book with something other than crayons? Let's go on ahead and we'll continue around this swirl. Probably won't have to dip the brush very often, considering how much polish you use when you paint your nails. This is going to be so fascinating to find out the end results. Okay, so now, and seeing that you've got the different colors, you're not necessarily going to find them to match. So just kind of go crazy with it. Me, I've got all kinds of different colors and shades, textures. So that's just how that goes. And there's just certain shades I actually do prefer. Certain shades, textures. So in a way, besides this being 1D and 2D, more or less it's going to be like, in some places, 3D. And I'm deciding that I'm going to use a little bit more of this on this other side here and just kind of surround it. And as you can see, there is no stain in between the lines. I was never good at that anyway, so now I can actually get away with it because it's not something that's going to be happening using brushes. By the way, this here that I just used is a matte. This is a frost. So yeah, it's going to have all kinds of different textures to it. So now let's go with this. This is another matte. Tell you one thing, this is certainly one way to get rid of the fingernail polish without just absolutely throwing it away. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to look the prettiest, just for the simple fact that I'm not necessarily matching colors, but it is going to be interesting none the bit. So, you know, it'd be interesting. And who knows, it might end up looking good anyway. More or less, like, this is an experiment, and I wanted to involve everybody else to see it. I have never painted with polish other than my nails. And mind you, I'm only getting a little bit on the tip of the brush. You don't need a whole lot. Not unless you are working with a larger area. I'm just going to paint over those swirls right there. Right there. Sometimes my Kentucky English comes out. I was born in Ohio, so I should have a better accent than that. But sometimes Kentucky comes through and talk more like that. Which I actually developed a lot of my talking skills after my late sister-in-law, who talked like that. I just kind of picked up from her. Me and her was like two peas in a pod, almost. We had our fights, but on the whole part, we were like one. Okay, so let's see. We'll go with this. Now this is a two-tone. It's a frost. It's a two-tone. It's a purple green. In the light, you'll get two different shades. Which will make it interesting whichever direction I turn this book. I'll get either one color or another. Purple or green. I have used this bottle on all kinds of things. When I was in Kentucky, I made some canes, homemade canes out of tree limbs. Cut the limbs off myself and riddled them, made them look like canes. And I actually used this particular polisher right here to color some of them, and I've still got a whole lot left in it. I didn't think I'd have any left, but believe it or not, I actually do. And it's kind of funny. I like being creative, I do. I enjoy being creative, but I like to be creative in ways that other people aren't. You know, because anybody can crochet, anybody can paint, anybody can color. But I like going a little extraordinary and just doing something that other people don't. Like, for instance, painting with polish. Now, you know what? I had just lied. I caught myself on that because I'd said the only thing I've ever painted with polish is my nails. And then here I just told you that I had used this particular polish to paint my handmade canes. So yes, I have painted with polish before. I'm sorry about that. I'd forgotten all about it until I was using this particular color, then I'd remembered. But I've never colored a coloring book with polish. Not looking too awful bad. It's quite different. Quite different. I actually should have started up here. So I'll have to be careful when I do that. Now we are going to use yellow. I've got lots more yellow. I've got 2 boxes of a different brand that's got yellow in it, so I've got plenty of yellow. Don't know what I think about wearing yellow polish. Some people can make it work. I don't know about me. Now, I'm not promising one bit that this is going to be pretty. Not one bit. Because I can't precisely color with it. Where I don't have a pointed tip. Well, who knows? We'll find out in the end. And who knows? I might find other things to paint with polish just to use up old polish. Well, I don't know if that would be considered a cluttered mess or brilliance. It's a new form of art, that's for sure. Okay, now we're going to be working with teal or turquoise. They have got it named Right Awake. It's from the brand Pure Ice. Now I love this color just because of the fact that it's also the color of December. This is December's color. So I love it. Why am I using it? Because it's getting low and old, and the good news is I can buy me another bottle. Walmart sells it, so that's a good thing. I will not be without this shade for sure. It's getting old and it's getting low. Okay, I'm just going to go on ahead and fill in the rest of the gaps, because like I said, you know, you can't precision paint because you don't have the pointed corners. You don't have the pointed edge like how you would if you had a sharpened crayon or a marker or something. So in the end, we'll find out though if painting with polish works well or not. In the end, we will. We'll go on ahead and add just a good glob of it here. Like I said, it's getting low, so I'm having to kind of dig at the bottom. We'll tip it up a little here. I have loved this polish. And the good thing is me being able to get me another bottle. There's no loss here. Just making room for the new one in my bag. My bag's a small bag, so you know it's limited on room. So it's not hurting me one bit to go on ahead and do this anyway. I know one thing, if I would use nothing but sparkles on this, it would really come out nice. That would really make it fascinating. But I've only got a few different kinds of sparkles. The rest of them are frost and mattes. The majority of them are frost because that's what I prefer. I prefer frosts. So this corner right here, recall this an experiment. And then with this spoon right here, this umbrella right here, I'll try to match all the shades. This corner up here is an experiment. Just see how it would work. So, okay, there we go. Look at that. I actually got more up here than we do elsewhere. Go figure. That is how it always is. Go figure. It does that to me when I'm painting my nails. It's odd. Okay, so I'm getting the excessive here. Okay. I'm going ahead and put a little bit more over here. There we go. Yeah. Tell you what, that ain't too bad. It's not too bad. Rather interesting. Now let's go on ahead and double check on the other side of this and see if it went through or if it's stained. Huh. No, not really. There's a little bit of a bleed. It appears that the bleed maybe it's right here, which could be the yellow. So that's not bad. No real bleed through. That's not bad. Okay, so we're going to work on this, and we will work with all the shades of pink. So we'll use the colors that I haven't used yet. This is from China Glaze, and it's called Ahoy. Now, China Glaze, it's an expensive brand, but it's very good polish. It happens that this here is also China Glaze. And it is. It's very good polish. Very good. Okay, like I'd said before, you want to start up toward the top. That way you don't mess. You don't get messy. So we'll go on ahead and work this right here. I'm going to fill in this entire top with this shade, because we still run into the problem of not being able to precision color. We'll go on ahead and color the knob the same shade. Yeah, and we'll go on around here. Ran it out on the edge. Here we go. Okay. Now we've got a little bit up here. We'll not worry about those. I might do those with this, the matte, or with this. I may do it with this. The handles. They kind of look like an old pattern that you would see back in the 1800s, don't they? Kind of 1800 French style, French design. Okay, this is another China Glaze, and it is exceptionally gifted. It's a light pink, frosted pink. And don't worry, like you can get the China Glaze in a beauty shop or online on Amazon. So either way it goes, I can still get these colors if I want. That's where I'd gotten the majority of them. Now, I had heard that fingernail polish actually does get old, and therefore it's good to store in a dark, cool place to extend its life. And I have found that if I do that, then yeah, the polish actually does last a little longer. But if it's left out like in the light and heat, then it dries up faster, and it even ends up developing an odor, like an old lacquer, an oily lacquer, like, I don't know, I guess like the scent of the oils that's used in it or whatever that base is. So yeah, it's really is good. One had even suggested once to actually put your polish in the refrigerator. Well, guess who's not going to do that? Definitely not me. Okay, I'm going to go on ahead and do these swirls. These larger swirls, not the deeper swirls, not the tinier, not the tighter swirls, but the looser. We'll do these. Now, considering that I can't just go all over this umbrella like this, I'm going to stick with the upper area here, which means that I'll have to repeat with this color as I go down lower. But I'm not wanting to smear it with my hands. So, like, let's go on ahead and switch to another color. So let's go on ahead and use this. Now this is the Revlon Color Stay Gel Envy, and I don't even know. Okay, Royal Flush. This is Royal Flush. It's got a hint of a silver back tone to it. I didn't find any difference between it and regular polish, and quite frankly, Revlon charges a lot for their gels, or at least in my own opinion. So okay, like, we'll go on ahead and do a tight curl. We'll go on ahead and do this tight curl right here. Now I can tell you this right now, guys. Out of this experiment, I think I am going to stick with pins, because really, it's not as pretty as I thought. But it was worth the experiment anyway, right? And I know I've wasted a page, but shucks. This is Wet n Wild. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. I love Wet n Wild. And I remember as a little girl, Wet n Wild had all kinds of shades. They really had cool shades. And then they'd like disappeared, and then it's like they came back. But I've only found them at the Dollar Tree with just a certain amount of shades. There's only like 3 shades, 4 shades. So but yeah, I have to say, maybe the one in the corner looks better where I did mix the colors up like that instead of trying to match the colors on this one. But it was well worth trying. Really was. So, you know, other ways to get rid of your polish is just to, who knows, maybe you can try painting ceramics with it. Or like maybe, I don't know. Or go on ahead and throw it away. I thought this would be a pretty clever way, but hey, never hurts to experiment, right? Never hurts. Never hurts. Experiment away. Try new and interesting things and ways of doing stuff. And who knows, you might end up with something successful or something hideous. Whatever. But be creative. Ain't nothing wrong with being creative. And if it turns out to be ugly, pathetic, whatever, then hey, at least you gave it a shot. Right. So now it's gotten to the point that, like, really I don't care because it's not as pretty as I was hoping or imagining, I could say, more or less imagining, because that's what I was doing. I was more or less imagining it, not knowing what the results would be. But hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay, so this is all that I'm going to be coloring on this, guys. And as I'd said from the start, this was experimental to see just how it would turn out, how you could paint and everything. And me personally, and my conclusion, painting with fingernail polish and actual coloring page, well, for me, I won't do it again. I won't. But you all be the judge. You guys be the judge. Here I used different colors. Here I made it match. So, you know, I mean, just be the judge if you think yay or nay coloring with polish. I mean, it's worth the experiment. So does it work? Leave in the comments below what you think about this, whether or not you thought that it would work or not. And I appreciate you watching this experiment. And in the future, if I think of other things to try out, just experimentally with items or whatnot, I may do it, letting it be an experiment, you know, see what goes, what happens. But you never know what works unless you experiment and you check it out. You never know. So that is it, and I love you guys, and thank you so much for checking this out with me. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget the bell for notifications. I am trying to produce more creative videos out there for you all, and I'm wanting to really develop a larger YouTube family, so to speak, because you guys are awesome and I love each and every one of you. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.